Most men are not good. They are simply harmless. They confuse their inability to hurt others with virtue. They believe that because they do not strike, they are peaceful. But they are only harmless because they are weak. In the eyes of nature, weakness is not a virtue. It is a death sentence. You have been sold a lie that says ambition is greed, that aggression is evil, and that to be a good man, you must file down your fangs and become a sheep in the herd. But deep down, in the pit of your stomach, you know this is wrong. You feel a fire that you have been told to extinguish, a capacity for mayhem that you are terrified to acknowledge. This video is not for the sheep. It is for the wolf who has forgotten his nature. Today we break the contract of the nice guy. We reclaim the thymos, the spirited part of the soul. We are going to walk through the fire and integrate the monster. Because to be truly respected, to be a man of value, you must first become dangerous. The process of becoming dangerous is not about becoming a criminal. It is about becoming capable. It is about integration. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, spent his life mapping the human psyche. He discovered that a man who does not integrate his capacity for aggression, his shadow, is possessed by it. He becomes passive-aggressive, neurotic, bitter. He projects his darkness onto others because he cannot face it in himself. Jung wrote, "No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell." Think on that. You want the height, you want the light, you must go down to the dark. You must accept that you are capable of terrible things. If you were in a war zone, you could pull the trigger. If your family was threatened, you could destroy the threat. This capacity does not make you evil. It makes you whole. The nice guy is dangerous in the wrong way. He is unpredictable, resentful, and deceitful because he suppresses his true nature. The dangerous man is safe because he has his monster under control. He chooses kindness, not because he is weak, but because he has the power to destroy and chooses not to use it. That is true virtue. This brings us to the first law of dark ambition, the capacity for mayhem. You must look in the mirror and acknowledge the beast. You must know you have teeth. When you walk into a room, you should not project submission. You should project a dormant threat, a signal that says, "I am peaceful by choice, not by lack of option." This changes everything. People smell it, they respect it. Now, we move to the second law, the economy of fear. We live in a world that worships being liked. We are told that love is the highest currency. But Niccolo Machiavelli, the realist of the Renaissance, knew better. In the game of power, love is fickle. It is given and taken at the whim of others. But fear, respect, that is durable. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "Men must either be caressed or annihilated. They will revenge themselves for small injuries, but cannot do so for great ones." This sounds harsh to modern ears, but look at the principle. If you rely on being liked, you are a slave to the crowd. If you rely on respect, a healthy fear of crossing you, you are free. This does not mean you walk around bullying people. It means you have boundaries that are ironclad. It means there are consequences for wasting your time, for disrespecting your word, for betraying your trust. A man who forgives everything is respected by no one. The dangerous man understands that he would rather be respected than loved, because respect implies competence and power. The third law is one of strategy, the law of concealment. In a world of social media, everyone broadcasts their next move. They tell you their plans, their dreams, their gym routine, their breakfast. They bleed information, and in doing so, they give their enemies a roadmap to destroy them. Robert Greene, in the 48 Laws of Power, states clearly, "Conceal your intentions. If people do not know what you are up to, they cannot prepare a defense. Guide them down the wrong path. Envelop them in smoke. By the time they realize your true ambition, it should be too late for them to stop you." The dangerous man moves in silence. He appears harmless, agreeable, perhaps even a bit dull to the untrained eye. He does not show his cards. He keeps his counsel. He builds his empire in the dark, brick by brick, while others are busy posting about it. Ambition should never be loud. It should be a submarine, quiet, deep, and only visible when it strikes. Finally, the fourth law, the fortress of indifference. You cannot be dangerous if you are easily triggered. If a comment on the internet, a rude driver, or a rejection can ruin your day, you are weak. You are a puppet, and the world holds your strings. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, spoke of the inner citadel. He wrote, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." This is the ultimate power, to be unreachable, to be so solid in your own reality that the opinions of others shatter against you like glass on stone. When you seek validation from others, you are handing them your sword. You are asking them to tell you who you are. The dangerous man sources his validation internally. He knows his mission. He knows his code. He does not need the applause of the crowd to know he is winning. This makes him unstoppable because he cannot be manipulated by praise or destroyed by criticism. He is sovereign. So how do you build this? How do you kill the nice guy and birth the dangerous man? Here are 3 steps to take immediately. Step 1. Physicality. You cannot feel dangerous if you are physically fragile. You must train. Not for aesthetics, not for the beach, but for capacity. Lift heavy iron. Learn a combat sport. Feel the reality of physical conflict. When you know you can handle yourself physically, your mental posture changes. You stop apologizing for your existence. Step 2. The silence fast. Stop talking about your plans. Stop seeking validation for your ideas. Pick one major goal you are working on and tell absolutely no one. Let the energy you usually waste on talking build up inside you like pressure in a boiler. Use that pressure to drive action. Move in the shadows. Step 3. Enforce consequences. The next time someone crosses a boundary, do not smile and let it slide. Do not be nice. You do not have to fly into a rage. Simply withdraw your attention. Deny them your resources. Let them feel the coldness of your absence. Teach the world that access to you is a privilege, not a right. The path to integrating your shadow is not easy. It requires you to look at the parts of yourself you have spent a lifetime hiding. But remember, the harmless man is not a good man. He is just a potential victim. The world does not need more weak men pretending to be virtuous. It needs dangerous men who are disciplined, focused, and in control. Men who can face the hell within them and use that fire to build something of heaven. The work is yours to do.